I was just walking by today, ladies and gentlemen, and I met these two women with blue shirts on, and I asked them what's going on in here. I am a father, also. I have a 5-year-old in Brooklyn. I'm in New York. I just moved to Tennessee. But I don't really understand the critical race theory. I don't know what the biggest gripe about it is. I don't understand why are people upset about it and want to change it? I need to know that.
So I could go first. I mean, one thing that I would say is at the core of this ideology is the idea that everybody who is white is just unconsciously racist. That's at the core of this ideology. I think that part of the reason that you see so many people upset about it is because this isn't simply trying to find some sort of racial equality. In fact, they use words that should be positive, like inclusion, diversity, tolerance. They use those words as weapons to actually bring in curriculums that are anti-capitalist, they're racist in nature. They actually teach our kids to look at each other as the color of their skin instead of as who they are. So teaching them that, hey, you need to treat this kid a certain way because they're Latino, so you need to invite a Latino or you need to invite a black kid to play with you or else you might be racist. That in itself is racist because it's teaching them your friend group is no longer about who you actually have something in common with. You need to go look for somebody and make sure you fill quotas. It's something we see happening, you know, let's take in California, okay? I was in a gifted program as a child. I graduated at 16, simultaneously finished my first year of college at 16, okay? It wasn't because I was Latino. That same program right now is actually being totally done away with by the state of California because they say it is a racist program because too many Asians are in it, okay? This is part of critical race theory. Critical race theory is actually the ideology that tells them that if there's too much of a proportion of one race over another, then suddenly it's racist. So too many Asians is a bad thing according to the people making policy in California. See, I think that programs like that, they should be entirely decided based on merit and the children in it and what they do. See, for myself, when I was in that program, it wasn't a racial makeup or a background that made up who were the great students. It was the people who were working the hardest. I went to school all day. When I was out of school, I studied, and then I went to night school at night at college to be able to do what I did. I was willing to put in the work while other people were at parties or doing whatever they were doing. Everyone had the opportunity to earn their chance into this thing, but only certain students went after it, okay? But it wasn't predicated on race. This ideology seeks to tear that away. Now, kids in California growing up will not have the opportunities I had. I can tell you right now, I would not have gotten where I've gotten in life. I wouldn't have directed Oscar-winning actors, actresses, some of the biggest music stars in the world, and I would not stand before you, a candidate for United States Congress, if I had not had that program.
My deal is
you're a pretty amazing guy, apparently.
Thank you. You're a very nice guy.
Yes, yeah. But my question, I mean, thank you for saying that. I mean, that's because I had a good group of folk guiding me, along with the church and the community, in Fayetteville, Tennessee, by the way. But there was a lot of racial tension growing up. So, I mean, my point is, like, I mean, I no matter what, I knew I was going to do something great or have fun trying to do it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I still don't understand what critical theory is and why people.
Well, we want.
They're
okay,
taking away your program and like what?
I'll ask you. So, you know, you and me, we should be able to be friends because of who we are, not because you're black or I'm Latino or anything along those lines. Our kids should see each other. Your child and my child. I have a kid. You said 5, right? Yeah. One of my 3 kids is about that age. They should be able to see each other on a schoolyard. And one of them is on a swing, and the other one sees them on a swing, and they think, I love swings. Instead of thinking, oh, that could be my black friend. That's what critical race theory is teaching them, is that the first thing they look at is the race of the other child.
Right. I see.
And it's racism in a different form. It really is. But the most dangerous part is it's baked in with a political ideology. So it's telling them over time, you have to understand all the impressions a child gets. It's not just that moment. Every piece of entertainment they watch, every school they go to, their message, the same thing. This idea, the person who was the architect of all this, Ibram Kendi, he said, to be anti-racist, you have to be anti-capitalist. So if you're a child who's white, and you're born and you're taught this idea that you're inherently from birth white privileged, there's something wrong with that, okay? And if you're taught that and you're told the only solution is to be anti-capitalist, if you're a good person, you don't want to be racist, what are you going to do? If I was a child and I was taught that, I would have thought, I don't want to be racist. I'll be anti-capitalist. I don't know anything about capitalism. I'll just be against it. You know, I mean, it's pretty obvious, especially if somebody that you're supposed to trust, your teacher, is the person pushing that book to you. Do you see what I mean? It was never about race. It was always about the ideology. In fact, if anything, they're weaponizing the pain and suffering that people went through during slavery for their own political reasons. And that's something we should all be disgusted by, because we shouldn't use the pain and suffering of other people to gain a political advantage. And that's what this system does.
I think I get it. I do. Yeah, I do. It's tricky, man.
Well, I love it. Welcome to Tennessee. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's going to be the best choice you've ever made in life coming to this state. We're going to be the freest state in this country. And not only that, this is going to be a state where our children are going to grow up and they're going to be recognized and judged based on what they do, their actions, their character, and never their skin color.